Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about the Cokin P-style filter system. It's not a very common filter system. I don't think a lot of people know about it, so I just want to give people a quick introduction just so that they understand that it's available. Maybe it's something you might want to use, maybe not. It's great for landscape photography. It can be used for other applications as well, but I think it's pretty well suited for landscape photography. And maybe not as much for Milky Way, but hey, you can't shoot the Milky Way all the time, so maybe you want to shoot some other stuff too. Basically, the filter system is interesting because it uses these square filters here. The advantages, there's a couple advantages to it. One is that because they're square filters and you buy adapter sets, you can fit them on multiple different diameter lenses. So somewhere, I think around 50 millimeter diameter up to 72 millimeter diameter. And that's handy if you have a lot of different filter size lenses that you do use, especially for landscape. You could be using like a 35 millimeter, 50 millimeter lenses, and some of those have different size diameters. And you don't have to buy an individual filter now for each one. You buy the set and you get different adapter rings. This is what the adapter rings look like. You can see that there's multiple different sizes. The other advantage, because it's a square filter, is you can actually adjust the filter up and down when you're using what they call a graduated neutral density filter. So this is a graduated neutral density filter. I'll show you a close-up here shortly, but you can see one side's clear and one side's dark, and then there's a nice little gradient in the middle. What you do is that when you're shooting landscape photography, usually there can be instances where the sky is a lot brighter than your foreground. And so if you try to get a proper exposure with the sky, then the foreground's too dark. If you get a proper exposure with the foreground, then your sky's too bright. So this tries to balance the two. And because you can adjust the filter up and down, you can adjust where that horizon line is. You're not set like having it directly in the middle of the frame. So they have the same style filters that you screw on, but they're set, like the horizon line's right in the middle, or the gradient, the transition from the clear to the dark is right in the middle. And so you have to put the horizon there. You're pretty much stuck. With these ones you can adjust up and down, and that I find is like actually the largest advantage. Another nice thing is these holders are slotted with to hold multiple filters, so I could put 3 of them in at the same time. They do come with polarizing filters. They have the neutral density filters, so you can put multiples in that. They have just graduated neutral densities. You can put multiples in here as well. So it's just a handy set to have. I use the graduated neutral density filters fairly regularly when I shoot landscape photography. Here's a couple examples of photos that I've taken using this system. Advances in HDR photography, and that's becoming really popular. The filter system is kind of going a little bit by the wayside. I wouldn't say the filter system, but using the neutral density filters, because now often what people will do is they'll take multiple pictures, one with like the sky properly exposed, one with the foreground properly exposed, and then a few photos in between, and then they blend them together. Now I'm more of a photo purist. I kind of like to get the photo right in the first time and get it, not do a lot of post-processing. That's my thing. Some people love post-processing. They do more of that than anything else. They take random pictures and then they spend hours and hours and hours post-processing. I'm more the person that'd rather be out for hours and hours and hours taking pictures and then quickly come in and sort through what I liked, what I didn't like, touch them up a little bit in Lightroom or Photoshop, just tweaking them just slightly, color, contrast and such, and then having a photo done and ready. But again, that's my personal preference. So here's a couple close-ups of the neutral density filters just so you can see what I'm talking about. And if you're to buy the Cokin brand, they're fairly expensive. I wouldn't say expensive. It's more than if you were you can buy some generic brands. So the system, I think is like $15, $20 to get one adapter and a filter holder. And then the filters themselves could be range depending on what you're looking for. $20 to $100+ a piece. I got this system that's called Newer, N-E-W-E-R, from Amazon. I think it was like 15 bucks. It came with a whole range of adapters, 2 lens adapters, 2 of the filter holders. One is a 3-slot, one's a 2-slot. The 2-slot is doesn't project out from the lens as much, so if you have a really wide angle, it's not going to interfere with your wide angle lens. And a bunch of different filters. The filters are cheap though, they're plastic, they scratch easy, so maybe not the best, but it's good. You could buy for that for 15 bucks, get a whole range of adapters and filter holders, and then go in and buy some maybe glass filters instead of the plastic filters, some of the Cokin ones and some of the other brands, you know, individually, what you want. And you can try starting off with this. And the nice thing is it's a good introductory kit. You buy it, it's like 15, 16 bucks, I said. You can try it out. If you find that you use it, invest more into it. If you find you don't really use it, at least you weren't out too much. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more photography videos, please subscribe. I have links to my Facebook and blog posts down below. I'm trying to be more active with my both Facebook and blog. I have a series on composition going right now that'll probably go towards the through the end of the year. So I'll try to do one post every week on elements of composition. If you have any questions or constructive criticism, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to any questions as soon as I can. So thank you again, and goodbye.